Greetings. I'm Imani Muhammad, founder of Imani's Original Bean Pies. For over a decade, I've been on a mission to create more than just desserts. I've been dedicated to bringing a taste of tradition, culture, and health to every table. Welcome to Conversations Over Pie. So, this is where we go beyond the flavors and share the stories that nourish our souls. Here we'll gather around, just like family, and talk about the connections between food, culture, and community, all while savoring the moments that bring us together. So grab a seat, a slice of your favorite Imani's Original Pie, and let's dive into heartfelt conversations that are as rich and warm as the pies we love. Welcome again. You know, Imani's Original Bean Pies is the number one sponsor for this show. And today we're focusing on the original bean pie. I have some very special guests today and that I'm honored to have on the show. So I can't wait to talk about them. But first, I want to talk about my next sponsor, which is artist Robert Owens. You all know we have this, which was created with pencils, and we still have these available for sale. We have a few left for only $50, so you just DM us or text Bean Pie, 2 words, Bean Pie, to 773-900-7822. And you see it on the screen, text that and we'll take care of you from there. So without further ado, I want to bring on my special guest. I have 2 for you today, but right now we have Mr. Rael Jackson. Mr. Rael Jackson is the president, I believe, of Real Men Charities. Welcome, Rael.
Thank you for having me on. I represent Real Men Cook, Real Men Charities, the Quarry, also Southside Drive Magazine. We started Real Men Cook 35 years ago. We just celebrated our 35th annual Father's Day event. And so the event was basically started to promote positive images of men in relation to their families and communities. We've always been about positive propaganda to sort of combat some of the myths about men and our people and our community. And so in that journey, we started Real Men Charities to build healthier families and communities, to sort of bridge, to sort of decrease the life expectancy gap between Black men and the general population. You know, we have conversations about prostate cancer, diabetes, stroke, you know, things that are highly impacting our community. And a lot of that has to do with nutrition. So it all relates back to Real Men Cook, but it's that those positive images we're trying to create and demonstrate for our community. With that same end, we launched Southside Drive Magazine to just share the positive stuff that's going on the South Side of Chicago, in a space where a lot of the branding goes that, you know, a lot of negative stuff happens on the South Side of Chicago. And when Obama got into office, it seemed like that increased nationally as far as this narrative. But we know that the South Side of Chicago is also where the Nation of Islam is headquartered. It's also where Operation Push came out of. It's also where the Chicago Defender came from. And we know that the Black Chicago has been the brain trust of Black America across the nation. So it's also, it may be some bad things, but there are a lot of positive things to balance that out. And we try to balance that narrative. And then that leads to the Quarry Event Center, which is a space in an area of South Shore, which was once known as Terror Town. And so what we wanted to do was change the narrative about that space, about that area. We're right there on the corner of 75th and Phillips, between Yates and Phillips, right in South Shore. But we're 4 blocks south of the South Shore Cultural Center, and we're 4 blocks west of Rainbow Beach. So we're in the perfect center. You know, like, this space of Black people is some of the best real estate in Chicago. And they want us to destroy the neighborhood and, you know, bring down the property value so they can move back in to such a valuable real estate right on the lakefront of Chicago. And our thing is to basically provide a cultural space, a space that people can rent out for their celebrations, with birthdays, repasts, weddings, memorials. It's some great things happening in South Shore. And what we're trying to do is just show the community that we're there to fight with them, and they come along with us. If you come and support our events, we're going to be there for you to make the community a lot better.
Exactly. Now, you went through a lot of things fast, but I want to back up.
Okay.
First of all, I'll answer one of our, John wants to know, is it cold outside? This is Chicago. It is very cold. And our pie of today is the original bean pie, because that's our number one seller. And I like to highlight that. And you can go to pie.imanisoriginals.com to get 20% off with free shipping today and for the rest of the year. Now, but I wanted to back it up a little bit, Rael, because when you talk about, all that you all have done, your family dynamics in the South Shore, on the South Side of Chicago, period. I want to back up to Real Men Cook, because I've been hearing about Real Men Cook since I was little. So that means Real Men Cook is almost as old as you and I, right?
Yeah.
Am I correct in saying that?
Yeah, Real Men Cook started when I was 12 years old. And I think the thing that most people in Chicago do not know is that Real Men Cook occurred for 10 years in 13 markets simultaneously on Father's Day. And that all started out of what we started here in Chicago, Atlanta, Dallas, Houston, Detroit, New York, LA. We even had a couple in Phoenix, St. Louis, Minneapolis, Miami. So one of the people that's most, some of the people that I look up to that have passed away, Congressman John Lewis, he hosted our event in Atlanta for 7 years. Percy Sutton, who was Malcolm X's lawyer and the first Black president of the Manhattan borough. He bought the Apollo. He's the reason why the Apollo is back in Harlem like it is. He actually hosted one of our events in Harlem. So Real Men Cook is connected to all these great men. Of course, Barack Obama, when he was still Illinois representative, Illinois senator, he participated in Real Men Cook a lot. Michelle Obama, she created one of our partnerships that exists to this day with the University of Chicago Medicine. And so, it's very integral into the city. We just saw that the opportunity was there on Father's Day, because Father's Day was pretty much a joke. There was no Juneteenth conversation. There were no events on Father's Day. It was a day of beer jokes, tie jokes, and sort of like second class holiday. And so we wanted to make sure that our men knew that we saw them. And so men volunteered their time. They purchased the food and cooked it and literally served the community for 35 years. And so, I know a lot of great men to this day, because we learned that men care about their families. Like my stepfather cared about his family, but a lot of times the narrative was like men did not care about their families. Men left their families. And then over time, as people started to see us, people started to do those studies and show that Black men spent more time with their children than any other population. And, we also talked about blended families and bonus parenting as opposed to step parenting.
Right.
And so I think we've been able to change some of the narrative. Since that time, we had the Million Man March. We had the 100 Black men come about. We had My Brother's Keeper come about. And we supported all of those movements and conversations. But I think that when we were talking about the extinction of the Black man in the late 80s, my parents decided to come up with this Real Men Cook to show men in a different light. And to, I think the brand is great, because, people go Real Men Cook, that doesn't sound, that's not normal. But then when you start to investigate and you realize that your Michelin chefs, most of your restaurateurs, a lot of the chefs are men. A lot of men do the main cooking in their household. So this is not abnormal, and we want to bring that out to the public. And also, it was an opportunity to generate funds for nonprofits. We gave away
Yep.
$1 million to community nonprofits. I don't know if you guys remember, but the Community Mental Health Council, which was started by Dr. Carl Bell, we were one of his biggest donators through our event, Real Men Cook. And though it's become smaller since the pandemic, we have our event at the Quarry every Father's Day, but we control our brand. We are able to control our narrative, and what is that? Kujichagulia, self-determination. We've always, Real Men Cook was formed out of the principles of Kwanzaa, out of being able to see that we could use Christmas as a way to promote ourselves and our own. We saw the opening with Father's Day, and that's what my parents did 35 years ago.
Right. And so the beauty in that, to be able to sustain. So I don't look at it as it really got smaller. So many people went out of business during COVID, but Real Men Charities Real Men Cook still went on, and the mayors have always attended, the police superintendents or those that were soon to be, and the community and community business leaders, they always attend. So to me, that's a success.
Yeah. Congresswoman Robin Kelly came out for the first time this year. And, we still get the news, but a lot of people don't watch the news anymore. But, one thing is that every year on Father's Day, you'll see at least one positive story, and that will be Real Men Cook until I can no longer do it. We're going to make it happen.
Right. So the next thing, so now, I don't know, everyone, of course, don't know viewing in, but Imani's Original Bean Pies is located at the Quarry Event Center, 2435 East 75th Street, right? Yes. So we are valued business partners.
Definitely. And we look forward to having you back, in full effect. I look forward to this partnership. I'm very excited because you've been missed. And people don't know that the Quarry had to close December 4th of last year. So we're almost a year to the date that we had to shut down our business, and we put over $100,000 into bringing it back. We still have a little bit more to go, but we need the support of the community. And I think it's like every day, word of mouth, you tell somebody what we have going on, because when people see it, they are like very impressed. Like last November 19th, we celebrated International Men's Day, and it was a great outpouring and great show of love. And I was like very amazed at what came out of it, because I'm not ever really sure that people actually appreciate the things that we do. So every month we've been having a conversation with doctors to close the life expectancy gap. So we had those conversations about diabetes. I made Tuesday like a community day at the Quarry, so we could go ahead and have these free spaces where people could go ahead and join us, and we could discuss stuff that's going on in the community. I look forward to Ryan Fest, who kicked off his campaign for the school board. He won the District 10, which is South Shore, which contains South Shore, is the biggest district in the school board, and he kicked off his campaign at the Quarry, and we look forward to having him back with the teachers, with the principals, with the parents. We want to create a community space that we can build on, and we definitely need help. We definitely need, we don't have the corporate support that we used to have. I'm not really even sure who makes the decisions anymore, but we're able to, I don't know, somehow God has made it so we can continue to move forward and plow our way forward. But we definitely could use the help. We definitely could use the word of mouth. We could definitely use support. Like this Saturday, we have a coat and toy drive this Saturday at the Quarry. We love for people to come out and get their toys and their clothes and just show support for what we're doing. Thanksgiving, we were able to give away about 50 meals where people were able to actually sit down and have Thanksgiving. I heard somebody say they lost their card, their EBT card, and they didn't know where they were going to eat for Thanksgiving. So they were so grateful to be there that we were able to have hot meals for free for the community.
And not just hot meals, but actual chefs that came in to cook the turkeys. And I heard Mother Wade from Josephine sent the turkey. So and it was just top notch. I did go live, and the table settings. They had centerpieces, and so it was.
And your pies were there.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
we had pies. Oh, and our
Yeah.
soup.
And soup, chicken
Yep,
noodle
yep.
soup for the soul.
That's right.
So we definitely want to create a space with healthy nutrition. I know we have a guest coming, but I want to say that his father inspired so much of what we do.
Yeah.
During the pandemic, we were able to have free breakfast for kids that normally got their breakfast at school. We at summer camp, breakfast is always a part of our summer camp every year, and we have a free summer camp for youth during the summer. During the pandemic, we were able to give away 1 million pounds of groceries to the community from our space in South Shore. So those are some things that I'm very proud of. A lot of people might see us just for one thing, and it's kind of it can be distracting when you have so much going on. But we've been able to make it happen. I'm so proud when I look back, because it's very hard being an entrepreneur. You know what I mean?
Yes,
It's a hard road. It's a lonely road sometimes. But when you look back at the things that you've accomplished, it's like, wow, I really feel blessed, for the support that I have. I always want more support. I always want more people in the room. But you
gotta give thanks.
Yeah, but every day we make strides. So
that's right. And we have to give thanks. And somebody was saying, oh, they was reminding us of the soups and so it's so much that's being done at the quarry. I think you did a great job of mentioning everything, but there's so much more. Yeah. There's so much more a need. The space is open just for some of the youth to just come over and have somewhere safe to go. So it's a safe space for the community.
Yeah, we have art, we have our magazines, we have books as well. We have 2 spaces that for rental. And we have an outdoor patio in the summer. So it's something big that we can do together. I just know that I've reached the extent of doing it alone. That's why I'm excited about being able to come on platforms like this, because it allows me to share with your audience who we are and what we do. Because, I've been doing events pretty much my whole life, and some have been great. Some haven't been great. My metrics are different from your metrics. Right. Everybody that sees us, is happy and gives compliments, but at the end of the day, sometimes you're counting money and it's like not easy. It's like or you counting the amount of people that show up and you're like, wow, what a waste of my time. You feel sort of lonely, but when people actually show up, it makes everything that much better. It rejuvenates you when you have that energy from other people that say they see you, that they support you, that whatever you need, they'll be there for it. So we have those people. I'm looking for more. If you're out there, we have a chili and chicken cook-off on February 2nd. It's our annual chili and chicken cook-off for the Pro Bowl. So if you guys know anybody that's interested in participating, come on out. And it's open to we'll open it to women. A lot of women want to participate in Real Men Cook. I don't know why the challenge, but
well, you know why? Because it's about family, and I think that women are proud when we see, great things like what you all have accomplished. Like the women come out to Real Men Cook, and not only that, businesses. It used to be businesses wanting to be a part. It still is. It's businesses because we were a part, and we wanted to be a part of Real Men Cook as well. So it's family. And that's what Real Charities really is all about.
And I'm waiting to talk about tomorrow, but December 29th, we will be hosting Kwanzaa with Champs, and Champs is responsible for getting the most Black doctors into medical school in Illinois than any other organization. So I'm excited about Kwanzaa. And we will have vendors for Kwanzaa. Vending is only $50. If you're interested, come on out. We're gonna have enough space for you for Kwanzaa. That's Sunday. That's gonna be Sunday, December 29th.
So let me speak to what you were saying about it, the events and doing the work. It works better as a team. It's easier. It takes some of the pressure off of us if we work together as a team. So I'm looking forward to working with you and just really getting this done. I told you this before, we know enough people, just the two of us, to really, but because we've been good to people, we have others that want to come on and help as well. You know what I mean? And
Yep.
so it's better as a team, and I see some great things happening in the future. But
I apologize. I need to plug in my power cord.
okay. So while you saying that, I want to bring up, so Glamour Day Spa Mobile, we didn't bring up the fact that we had the mobile spa bus out a couple times at the quarry.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I'm telling you, that was like none other. These are the things that our people need. We all need, because we're in a stressful world. You know, whether we in business, whether we got a career, a job, we got family, whatever. This world can be stressful, so we have to partake in those things in self-care. So when we had the mobile spa bus, it was just, oh wow, the whole mode, even inside the quarry, was different. I thought I was going to be playing music and blasting music, but it was just everybody was in relaxed mode. They ate food. They, had great conversation, and everybody waited to their turn to go and get their pedicure, their nails done, the facials, massages. It was, yeah. So you gotta get a massage when we do it again. Right. We
Man.
both need it. We both need it.
Well, definitely, that's important. Mental health is important. We talk
Yes.
about that a lot. I want to give a shout out to Levante, who heads Lost Boys, which is that organization here in South Shore. Does a lot with kids, a lot with using baseball to teach kids leadership skills. And I want to give a shout out to Vondale Singleton, who is over Champs Male Mentoring, which is different from Champs, the program that puts Black doctors. Champs Male Mentoring is the best mentoring program in Chicago. And just recently, there was a transition with My Brother's Keeper, so My Brother's Keeper was Chicago was run by a nonprofit. That nonprofit went out of business. And then the Obama Foundation basically took ownership of making sure that we had our meetings and stuff. And so through that transition, Brilliance and Excellence Movement, which is a group of about 50 male mentoring programs, has taken over the backbone of the My Brother's Keeper of Chicago. And Vondale is the leader of that movement, along with Jermaine Anderson with I Am a Gentleman. So I think that it's a lot of transformation that's going to come because of that, because it's going to allow us to really build the structure for My Brother's Keeper, because, of course, with the Obama Foundation, it's kind of limited because of the nonprofit political aspects of how things can operate. But once we go on our own, we can really make a difference. So, I guess I'm very excited about 2025. I need you guys to get on the calendar right now. If you got a special birthday, somebody that's turning 30, 40, 50, 45, any type of special anniversaries, we would love to host them at the quarry. We have a full kitchen. So if they want to have food, it's not a problem or an issue. We have a parking lot with free parking. And, can I go into tomorrow's event, which I'm so excited.
So, yes, because I think that our brother is having some trouble. So I wanted to talk about what's taking place tomorrow.
Okay. So Chairman Fred Hampton Jr. Came to me a couple of months ago, and he said this is the 55th anniversary of the assassination of Fred Hampton. And we know that Fred Hampton died at a very young age, but he was transforming Chicago. He was transforming the world, not only with his words, but his actions, in health, with nutrition. He was the next step for our people. And so they made a movie about him, Judas and the Black Messiah, because we knew that our good things were coming from the youth, from that younger spirit. And it was the transition because Malcolm X's assassination in February, it will be 60 years since the assassination of Malcolm X. So
Right.
5 years later, they assassinated Fred Hampton. Just think about the destruction of leadership, the destruction of growth for our communities. Just think about what happened in the 70s, where we were facing, after the Democratic Convention, the gatherings, even Kwanzaa was founded in around that time period. And so we were all looking forward to a prosperous future of us coming together, nation building. The Hebrew Israelites were in their height, going to Africa, sending people to Liberia and Israel. We had this movement going on, and it was shattered by these assassinations. And so what we wanted to do is celebrate or honor the death, the assassination, the loss of Fred Hampton. So Fred Hampton Jr. Will be at the quarry tomorrow. The doors will open at 8 o'clock. We will have popcorn. It's free, but
8 p.m. 8 p.m. Okay.
8 p.m. because Chairman Fred is on the west side. You see how he moves. Sometimes he'd be a little bit behind schedule. But so we're gonna have it at 8. Doors gonna open at 8. He's gonna come at 8:30 and speak. We're gonna show the movie. You'll be able to ask questions, take pictures, and just join a community of like-minded people that understand the value of our history. And that's one of the things that also is our Southside Drive magazine is about. We have Wisdom of the Elders, which is another program that we have on Tuesdays that we'll be reintroducing in 2025. But it's a way to bridge the gap between our baby boomers who are leaving us with, they've done so much, but it doesn't make sense to reinvent the wheel. And it seems like our people are constantly trying to reinvent the wheel when people have already done it, and we could take it from there and move forward. Just like this year, I met the lady that started Black on Black Love. And so when she moved to Louisiana, and so I was talking to her like, man, that's like my favorite campaign from when I was a child, like Black on Black Love. That spoke to me. I was like, can we use it? She was like, yeah, go ahead. So I want to bring back those types of movements for our people. Rufus Williams started Real Men Read. One of the objectives of My Brother's Keeper is to get third grade Black males up to reading level by third grade. So I want to work on that. I think we should reread the autobiography of Malcolm X for February, for Black History Month, in honor of the 60th anniversary of his assassination. I think we should celebrate our people in all ways and let our youth see this celebration and the value that we bring to culture, and that we're not just out here rapping wasn't just the culture of Black people, that hip hop is the culture, that it has a greater meaning than just out there saying words that sound nice.
Right, things with meanings. So look, so much has been done at the Quarry Event Center, thanks to your mom's vision and the team behind her, which includes you working so hard. But you're saying so much, and people are still reminding us of other things that we've done, like the cats and providing the free shots. And talk about that too. The dog.
Oh man, so we had this partnership where we were doing pet vaccinations and microchipping, and it was just amazing because we would do 200 pets almost every time that they came out, and it'll be a line down the block with cats and dogs. But that's part of the family. That's part of the community. Which family makes community, and so we were able to just have all those people together. I think it was interesting that we were able to give remember we gave out soups we gave about 16,000 nutritious meals, soups, some nutritional shots and stuff like that. It was a very, I'm very proud of the things that we've been able to do at the community. We went to schools and gave away chili last year. It's just great. It's no end to the possibilities when we come together. And I'm looking forward to 2025. If you have any ideas, if you want to collaborate, if you want to help us sell tickets, come on out. We also did live music at the Quarry. Every fourth Friday we were doing live music. Although that's going to have to change because, people don't support us the way that we need, but we're still making things happen. And we look forward to just being a space where the community could come. We have art. We have Margaret Burroughs art. I definitely want to give a shout out. I want to say her name. Yvette Moyo is my mother. She has done so much for the community. I don't know too many people with a better history and record that goes back. It precedes Real Men Charities. It goes back to Dollars and Cents magazine. She helped market all the Black stamps. The people that you've heard of, like Clarence, people heard about Clarence Avant, the Black, what they call them, the Black Caesar. What was the movie? The Black, I think Black Caesar or something like that, right? But it was the documentary on Clarence Avant. But these are the people that she associated with, the people that make things happen behind the scenes. I think are her peers, and I'm sure no man is a prophet in his own land. But I know when she goes outside of Chicago, people revere her. And, I think because she keeps her head down in the struggle, I think a lot of people don't necessarily recognize the thing that she's done, and it's easy to take it for granted. But to buy a space in South Shore, to buy a 7,500 square foot space is no easy notion. And she didn't want to see another business close on 75th Street. I mean, we have had way too much blight in our community, and we just wanted to have one space that we could continue to keep going. So, I just want to thank my mother, Yvette Moyo, for all the things that she's done for the community, for Black people, to uplift the people, always a positive message. I'm sure.
And it's still doing.
And still going. Yeah, always.
And so it's so many things, but we have Chairman Fred on, but there's an event happening today. So, I go with the flow. Hopefully his background won't be too noisy because we do want to hear from him. We want to get back to just touch on Mama Yvette at the end as well, because I don't want to just speed through, but I'm going to bring in the chairman and so we can really talk about another great, awesome event that'll be taking place at the quarry and how important it is for us to teach our young people, young and old, the real truth about Chairman Fred Hampton, because people don't really know his life. We know he was assassinated, but we need to understand why.
Yes.
Chairman Fred, free them all.
Free them all. Forgive me for coming in late.
That's okay. Y'all. You never late, brother.
Okay, right on. Good to be
always
here.
On time.
Right on. Yes, indeed.
Yes, indeed. So what we wanted to basically, Rael, let the people know what's happening tomorrow. It seems like you got something happening today as well, but we just glad you're here. We wanted to talk a little bit about the importance of tomorrow's event that'll be taking place at the Quarry Event Center, and the importance about. I was telling them how our people need to learn more about your father and why he was assassinated.
Right on. First and foremost, let me express revolutionary appreciation to you, sister. Our brother Rael, thank the Quarry in advance, because we look forward to a phenomenal event coming up. This is International Revolutionary Day. I'm actually being interviewed by some international press, The Guardian. They here also, and I'm supposed to be going to VON. I think at 5 o'clock. My people might have lied to me because they know I'll be late all the time, so you know what I'm saying, it might be a different time. But I just wanted to express appreciation to all y'all, because again, this is intense time. This is the 55th year. Again, the 55th year after the assassinations, and that's a term we should not be scared to say. After the assassinations of 21-year-old Chairman Fred and 22-year-old Defense Captain Mark Clark, we say that December 4th was one of our September 11 stories. That's that's the day in which two of our twin towers, quote unquote, fell. It terrorized the community. The way that they were assassinated, you know what I'm saying? It struck fear in a lot of for generations. A lot of people don't not even talk about this. It's a conversation that we should have. In fact, it's a conversation that we must have.
Yes.
So again, and not start from that point, because a lot of times people say, well, it can be defeatism just to say, I just commented earlier. I spoke at the school one time, and a 15-year-old young man had said to me, he said, man, they kill people like you. And I said, yeah, you're right. And I said, but also we have to be able to distinguish living from existence. You know, um, once you know about this, once you get a taste of self determination, you can't lower the bar. In the Black Panther Party, you know what I'm saying, something we should not be ashamed of, we should be proud of, you know what I'm saying, and put in context about, you know, what happened to them, but the impact for generations to come. That, you know what I'm saying, we say we try to, the Black Panther Party Club, we say we try to not walk in the footsteps, but the Panther Paul steps of this organization. And we had, I just was commenting earlier about so much misinformation and incorrect narratives are put out about the Black Panther Party. And it's still a battle. As we speak right now, we still battling with this for the legacy. Because what they would do is Malcolm X said, when this government, if they can't stop it, they will co-opt it, water it down, change it, make it something to be. It's like coronavirus. I'm talking about, you think it's dormant, but you know what I'm saying, it's constantly raising its ugly head. Creating bogus organizations, raising up individuals to hijack their legacy. And people say, what's the big deal? The narrative of, you know what I'm saying, of an organization that's still on its own terms. A lot of times people say, well, why are you tripping about this word or this word? It's kind of like schematics. But terms and words, you know what I'm saying, I mean, it's important because I tell you, they'll have you watching a Super Bowl commentary and you found out these people didn't even watch the game on TV. You know what I'm saying? And you like, okay, were they at a tailgate party? No. Were they Chili's? No, they weren't even there. And then your next question will be like, well, you mean it's actual people who had cleats on, who played in the game, but you do not want them there to talk about this here? And the next question could be, why is it always an attempt to, you know what I'm saying, to take away any dynamics of our struggle? And there's certain things that we don't want to talk about, and we have to start talking about. That certain dynamics such as race and class. You know what I'm saying? No slight, no disrespect. I tell people, I just said it a minute ago. It's no coincidence that many of us know who Rosa Parks is. A lot of us don't know who Claudette Colvin is. Claudette Colvin, you know what I'm saying? This young dark-skinned teenager, you know what I'm saying, who refused to give up her seat initially. And these are the type of conversations we have to have. And International Revolutionary Day, December the 4th, we do this every year. People have reminded me it's been freezing cold. And they say, you and your mother be out there, even if y'all by yourself, we say we're going to be consistent. We want the people to come out, make sure they're out there deep. I just got a call from Isaiah Thomas. He's not gonna be able to make it. He's gonna send a video statement of solidarity for that. We got people come from all over. The Minister of Convocation, Pam Africa, she just sent a statement yesterday. We got Mike Africa Jr. sent a statement. I'm throwing these names out there, but the list, we have 5 days for the 55th. Sunday we had the dinner till on Tuesday. Let me get this schedule together.
We got it up on the screen, Chairman.
Oh, get it right on my
right.
Okay, get up on the screen. So we gonna keep y'all posted. The martial arts kickoff supposed to be the day at 2:30. We canceling that. I'm saying this too for my people that's here. That's gonna be tomorrow. I think is it Mount? I forgot the name of the school. That's gonna be tomorrow at 7:30 p.m. Mount. I forget the name of the school. I'll get the exact address because that's tomorrow.
And just text it to me, Chairman, and I'll make sure to put it on the.
I definitely will. And then we going to tomorrow night, Tuesday, tomorrow night, 8:30, we at the quarry. Y'all, if y'all don't know, I hope y'all know what the address is. Syndicate and Phillips. We're gonna be at, you know what I'm saying, showing the movie Oscar-winning Judas and the Black Messiah. This 8:30. That's tomorrow night. And then Rael, I think Sister Cassandra is going to be hitting you up too, because we're trying to see if we can do something also for the December the 5th also. So we'll talk about that.
Okay.
And also December the 4th, 12 o'clock in front of Ground Zero, 2337 West Monroe, which we're going to be pushing to get that street name changed, y'all, to Chairman Fred Hampton Way. That's going to be 12 o'clock in high noon. And then,
okay, so Chairman, so those who don't know, tell them the significance of being at that address.
The significance of being that address at this, we call it Ground Zero, 2337 West Monroe, right off Monroe and Western, 12 o'clock. It's going to be a little cold. We're going to have coffee and tea and hot chocolate and all that stuff. But you think it's cold tomorrow. It was cold December the 4th, 1969. It was cold.
Yes, sir.
The Chicago Police Department came in Illinois Bell phone trucks. They blocked that entire block off. They had a floor plan so detailed they knew what pack of cigarettes might be inside this apartment.
Yep.
They came and they assassinated 22-year-old Defense Cadet Mark Clark. They shot through that house. You can feel my mother felt, my mother to be, not my mother to be, because she was 8.5 months pregnant with me. Felt the
Right.
shells coming through that mattress. She gonna tell you blow by blow went down. And she covered down over Chairman Fred. You know what I'm saying? This was so this Wednesday. Tomorrow it's gonna be exactly 55 years after that. We're gonna be right there. We're gonna be right there in front of the house saying what happened there. That's 12 o'clock at noon. You know what I'm saying? So again, to be at that location, y'all, this man is significant. We need people to come on out, y'all. Man, come in numbers, come in numbers, come in numbers. Then we're gonna go by the
Yes.
wall on Madison, California, and take a group photo right over there.
Hey,
Yes, sir. So Rael is telling them to be there tomorrow at 8 o'clock.
yeah,
8 o'clock
Oh, okay,
sharp,
my fault, 8
guys. Get
o'clock. Yeah, right
in
on.
and
and
get
he'll
in
be
there.
there at 8:30 to Chairman Fred will be there at 8:30 to
Yes.
share some information. But I think it's important that, you know, because it may be like so ingrained in you, but I think it's important for you to share the story of the youth movement that your father was doing, because you mentioned the age, but people don't understand all the things he had accomplished at this age to make them want to assassinate him. So if you could just share some of the things that he had going on, you know, not just talk but actions.
Because,
Right.
Chairman, before you get started, that's one of the things that I think they want us to, I don't think, I know that they want us to overlook. So when they portray the Black Panther Party, they always portray, I thought he was older. Coming up, they portray it like he was an older man, you know,
Good
but
Like it
he
was
point.
was
just
only
gun, like it
21
was just
years old.
guns, AK-47s or something, you know, intimidating white people or something.
Good
Right,
points. Good
right. But
points.
he had,
Good points. And we can't stress that enough. You know, like people be surprised. He's still like, "Damn, how old was he?" I'm talking about you talking about an organization that basically ranged from ages 14 to 24 years old. When this house, well, I'm sitting there right now talking to you all. This was my grandparents' home. This is where Chairman Fred grew up at. This is the Hampton House. This lady, he took the junior NAACP from about 300 members in about 7.5 month time period. When the FBI called to have this house wiretapped, the DC Bureau thought it was a typo. They said he cannot be this young. It didn't make logical sense. You know what I'm saying? They study our potential. Even, you know what I'm saying? Like on a plantation, they have our files before we have our own. They know our potential when we know our own potential. And I'm glad y'all said that. But I tell you, we're told wait till you get a certain age. You know what I'm saying? By the time none of us get there, if we get there, you know what I'm saying? It's over with. I mean, in one way or another, even if we're not physically dead, I'm talking about you call it basic day-to-day survival needs. And Malcolm X said that even our mistakes belong to us. So a lot of times, as youngsters, we got to shake that fear, shake that about well, I don't want to make any mistakes, whatever. Again, even our mistakes belong to us. And that you said the timeline, to put in context, you had terms like the draft. Well, they would draft this go to jail or fight. You know, America was saying you're gonna fight for America, you're gonna go to jail. So it was a different sort of conversation, different sort of artist. And when you stand up, it's like it helps. It sets the balance of. It's a different sort of musician. It was a climate. You know what I'm saying? When you seen transformations where the devil disciples, you know, they became the black disciples, the Blackstone Range, the Black Peace Stone Nation, the Vice was running the Free Medical Center. Even the government said, I'm gonna quote them because I tell we don't believe nothing else. We say the white man said it or the government said it.
that's
They
right.
said when the Black Panther Party was in existence, there was a record low to what they call black on black crime. When I was in Ireland speaking, I met a Bernadette Devlin. She's banned from the United States. She was like a major player with the IRA. She said to me, she said, I remember you was a baby, as a child. She said, I remember she said, it was a necklace around your neck. It was with a bullet on it. I said, yeah, yeah. She said, the Minister of Health, Doc Satchel, the Deputy Chairman, Fred Hampton. She remember the titles. This was an official organization. This wasn't no ragtag group of people. You know what I'm saying? So this was official. I mean, all checks and balances. You know what I'm saying? That stood up for our people, and it's imperative that the generations know. Cause it makes you feel different. Somebody that stood and fought for you. You know what I'm saying? They didn't even know you personally. You know what I'm saying? It impacts you different. You know, when you see different presidents come out every year, they have to think about pardoning turkeys during Thanksgiving. You say, what's the significance? You know what I'm saying? But you don't hear no black political prisoners being pardoned. You know, that make you feel a certain way. When you feel people talk, acknowledge other situations, it makes you feel a certain way. But
Right.
no, it was an organization that stood up. You know what I'm saying? It's war stories. where sisters was like going through labor pain, literally going through labor pain,
Right.
still making breakfast for the free breakfast program, serving the people. That's a different. It makes it makes you look at yourself different. It makes
That's right.
you say, "Whoa, wait a minute, who?" And then you like, wait, regardless of your religion or you know what side of town you came from, the free breakfast program, you came in. The only criteria needed, you was hungry. It's a thing. It's a quote. Asada. I recommend they read Asada by Asada Shakur. She talks about when they came to Harlem. Little brother was stuffing some pancakes in his pocket for the free breakfast program, and she said, little brother, you can't never steal from this. This is your program. This is your thing. You know what I'm saying? And it wasn't no charity. The people come in, you go back and look at the disciples in the work in the free breakfast program, the vice was the free medical center. It's the people's thing. You know what I'm saying? And it's empowering. They tell us, well, you don't have to just agree. You can't. You can't. You don't know how to work in your own interest, whatever. But it's a different feeling. The record, 14, 24 years old. Chairman Fred was assassinated. He was 21 years old.
That's right. That's right.
21 years old. Just turned 21 August 30th. Defense Captain Mark Clark, 22, just turned 22 June of that year. You look at these different dynamics. You know what I'm saying? My mother had just turned 19, November 28th. You know what I'm saying? This went out this one. So you put in context, people talking about, morning sickness, whatever, sister, she just turned, she was 8.5 months pregnant. Birthday just happened. So then she got cells coming through the mattress. You know what I'm saying? And she covering down over the comrade, Deputy Chairman Fred Hampton. I'm telling you, go back and listen to the dialogue, the discussion that we were having. Excuse me, they were having. I get myself caught up in it.
Yes, sir.
But it was a world view. It wasn't, not today was, don't worry about what's happening on the block. And it upped the ante. Marvin Gaye was able to go against Berry Gordy and Motown Records and put that song out, what's going on, whether they liked it or not.
That's right.
James Brown was forced to sound black and I'm proud. He had a whole totally different song playing. A-Trap Brown, not only is he man, you know what I mean, drove down on him, man, you better go back in the studio with that garbage you talking about. He came back out saying, I'm black and I'm proud. You can even have a conversation with a sister. You had no context but the movement. You follow what I'm saying? And vice versa. It was a different type of discussion. It wasn't regulated, you know what I'm saying, who got the BBLs. It wasn't some sort of trivial discussion. The ante was upped. Well, you know, what's your thoughts what's going on in Africa? What's your thoughts about what's happening over here? And you can not compromise who you are. You know what I'm saying? The first three testing for sickle cell anemia, the Black Panther Party.
So this is the subject matter tomorrow. We will have discussion as well. Am I correct?
Yes, indeed. Yes, and don't get fearful out of our listeners. They're like, oh man, we that political stuff. We gonna put the Panther Cub pill in applesauce. It's a good movie. You know what I'm saying? You come and enjoy it. You know what I'm saying? Good discussion. We have to see, this is us. Politics is basically food, clothing, and shelter, survival. You know what I'm saying? And I'm distinguishing politics from electoral politics, but we have to make it comfortable to have certain discussions. You know what I'm saying? How we view beauty, how we view music. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And it ain't got to be like this dogma or elitism. You know what I'm saying? Stephen Biko said Black people in particular must grasp the ability to distinguish intelligence from the ability to articulate. It's certain words and terms I can't articulate. But man, for all it gotta be, man. It had to be common. We had to recognize the common conversation, man. Hold on, man. What's happening? You know what I'm saying? We starving with the resources that, you know what I'm saying, benefit our community, you know what I'm saying? And even to be able to use terms like call certain questions, and no longer being satisfied with, just reactionary response like, we ain't got it because we don't stick together, blah, blah. No, you know what I'm saying? Because we had to go deeper than that. Black people like crabs in the bucket. Okay, who boiling the water? Who got us in the bucket? You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
It's interesting because what you were saying, I was trying to relate earlier just how much Real Men Charities has in common with the Black Panther Party. How, with food, with nutrition, with Real Men Cook, with feeding, with doing breakfast, with having the conversations with Black doctors about diabetes and obesity and stroke. Like the blueprint was already there. And that also reminds me about our Wisdom of the Elders program, which I was saying that we don't want to reinvent the wheel. the blueprint is already there, and we have a lot of our youth that are coming up, and they thinking that they're the first to do this or the first to do that, but it was already set down, and you could probably learn and be more advanced if you stand on the shoulders of your giants and really learn where we are coming from, where our people have come from. And if you think about if you even think about the hip hop, oh, you can't hear me, Fred. If you think about the hip hop that we have nowadays, you know what I mean? It's like
okay. He said, "Wait a minute, he might have to go out and come back in."
Okay, I'm back in now. You left for okay. I'm back with you.
Like when you think about the hip hop that we have nowadays, like Nas was like 17, Ice Cube 17 when he first started writing, and then we see what they were doing at 21, and then you see that these our youth now, they're 23 still talking silly stuff, and it's like, but we had the potential to do everything. And when you talked about the international space, we just celebrated International Men's Day on November 19th. And hip hop is a global culture. So, it's like our focus has to be broader and expand of what our power is. And they want to narrow our power to the block, to the corner, to Chicago, to the South Side or the West Side. But we are all powerful. Our influence has gone all over the globe, and people have followed us for generations, even since, they were following your father, like the IRA was following what your father was doing for Black people. We were always the least of these. And then when you see us into the Louis Vuitton or the brands, we're looking for the money. We just become just like the other people, just like the general population, just like America. And I think that has sort of destroyed the Black brand. It's destroyed the hip hop brand, or diminished, not destroyed, but diminished who we are and our struggle, because they think that that's all that we care about is some, frivolous things. But, it's deeper than that. It's about feeding our people. It's about making sure that our people aren't struggling, because if one person is struggling, we are all struggling, and we can do a lot better together than we do separately,
But here's the thing. This is why this is so important, because we are working, but it's going to constantly, the powers that be are going to constantly try to belittle or downplay it. But that's why we're coming out, like Brother said, like the Cubs. We're coming out and we're going to let our people know. We're going to educate our own people. And thanks to the quarry, we have space. What you say, 75,000 square feet?
7,500 square feet.
7,500 square feet that people can come out. And I want the people that's on this live now to put up a 1 if you coming tomorrow night, or if you're going to invite people to come. Because I'm going to put the flyer out and I'm going to be sending it to your phone numbers. Some of you, I know you, so you already know how I work. And when I send these things out, it's important, because this work, we have to educate our youth. It's on us. If the youth grow up, we all three about the same age group, right? Rael's about the youngest, and me, the new chairman, right?
Yeah.
And so if the next generation behind us is still rapping the same kind of music, then that's on us. That's on us, because it's about the people, it's about the youth. But I'm saying that we're doing what we need to do. And tomorrow night, we're going to watch this important film. But more importantly than that, you might say, I saw it before. No, we need to shape the real narrative, right?
Yes.
We need to talk to the people that was there. And we need to honor Chairman Fred's mom now while we can, and get the information. So, again, put a 1 in the chat if you are coming, or you're going to invite somebody over tomorrow night at the Corey Event Center. The address is on the screen. You got something to say, Chairman? We're going over. I don't care.
I just want to say again, I want to say revolutionary appreciation to you, to my brother Rael, to the Quarry. Again, y'all, let's make history, take history, and tape history. Y'all come on out. You know what I'm saying? Again, we got a whole list of events happening. I'm excited. You know what I'm saying? This time, it all like this around this, December 4th and August 30th are two major dates for us. August 30th being Chairman Fred's birthday. We call it, we had a Chairman Fred's Trees party, but December the 4th, it came out, it hit me and my mother later on after the movie was released. That me and her to this day wake up every morning about 4:30 a.m. And that's, that's around the time when the assassinations occurred at. So the impact is, it's still, even with our people, the way that they assassinated Chairman Fred, the way they assassinated the Defense Commander Clark, some people might leave with a somber note like, oh man, that's, this how we, but we got to keep on fighting. So we got to have these discussions. This is even strategic. The location, I'm grateful for. 'Cause like some people, some people say, well, this on the west side, south side. So you look at the events, we strategically try to hit all, all the nooks and crannies of the community. You know what I'm saying? But again, y'all, this is I can't stress this enough. Come on out, and I'm just charged up. I'm drinking coffee back to back now.
Yeah.
And, you know what I'm saying? But I'm excited for this discussion, and I'm welcoming, because like I say, I don't romanticize revolution. It's gonna be some contradictions, some stuff that we got to talk that's in our community. Because sometimes people think that's good. The Panthers, just leather jackets and berets. That was betrayal. That, you know what I'm saying, agent provocateurs. But the pro, you know what I'm saying, but we have to acknowledge this. So we say the pros are with the cons, but overall, you see, it's contagious. When you start hearing about the open discussion, you start saying, wait a minute. Again, like you said something earlier, that's the age. That's important. I'm glad y'all stressed that. You know what I'm saying? Say, hold on, back up. Because you talk about this, the age range. Because, people go back and say, damn, man, how old are they? 21 was assassinated. And go to the actual, and listen real closely. You know what I'm saying? And put in context the time they were saying it. We say with us, we say we don't serve, excuse me, I said we do serve, we serve hot food and hot politics. A lot of times the system wants you to wait to become safe to have certain discussions. They'll say stuff like, okay, like I talk about in the late 80s, they put Muhammad Ali on a Wheaties box. And everybody's like, oh man, this is great. And the interviewer asked, mind you, Muhammad Ali was still here, you know what I'm saying? But the interviewer asked the Wheaties representative. Now, for those who don't know, for the younger generation, Wheaties in the 70s was known for, every athlete, they put them on the front of the Wheaties, you know what I'm saying? That's a big thing. Like, oh, you're on front of the Wheaties box. That was like you know what I'm saying? You're an athlete,
Yeah.
And they said, well, why is it y'all just not put Muhammad Ali on the Wheaties box? And the representative for Wheaties Syria said, we do it now because he's safe. See, listen, when we can't afford that luxury. Other communities talk about their representatives, their people, right then. We know what I'm saying? All this coded word, we gotta be upfront, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, it might sting a little bit, that hot soup, you know what I'm saying? Hey, run that. We have to have this conversation. It's relevant. It's past, you know what I'm saying? And it has staying status. It ain't like it ain't no expiration date. You know what I'm saying? I remember we was doing a movie on a movie set, Judas and Black Messiah, and I remember saying, I don't know. And Ryan Coogler, Shot King said, Chan, what's going on? Something you ain't feeling? I say, I don't think this generation gonna grasp certain things. They said, what you mean? I say, I don't know if they're gonna grasp the significance of a free breakfast program. And he said, well, I said, this generation, they came up, they ain't called Grubhub or, or Uber Eats, you know what I'm saying? And mind you, this was before the pandemic, the coronavirus. So there's certain things that we had to plant, we still had to lay it out, and it has staying status. Even if they like a lesson as a child, you come back and say, oh, I see what that was about now. They done it when it was a revolutionary act. You know what I'm saying? I mean, when it wasn't popular. Yeah. We the school that he went to, was a grammar school he went to. When we first got over here, it was children who did not even know who he was. We changed that dynamic. One parent say they gotta get bigger shirts because of y'all. Because she said they walk with their chest out now. The children, they be up in there bragging. I bet this the table. I bet this desk he sat at. I bet this the hallway he walked in. And they got their chest out. I'm talking about boys and girls. They had their chest out. You know what I'm saying? These were not, I don't even like to use the term role models. These are real models. You know what I'm saying? This the cloth that Tupac was cut from, y'all.
Yes. And I don't want people to look at it like it's just history or that was in the past, because I remember a story, not even the truth, that your mom told, and I think you talked about this as well, where they're still shooting his grave, like shooting gunshots, let me say it correctly, at his grave to this day. So they're not looking at it like it's the past. They want to continue to put fear in us so that we don't get to know ourselves, you know, and what we're capable of.
This is my sister. That's the tombstone right there.
Yes, sir.
That's Chairman Fred's tombstone. That's
yes, sir.
The police will shoot this. That's me. That's about 5-7 years ago. We got a bulletproof casing over it now, but that's the tombstone. He's buried in Haynesville, Louisiana. They shoot it. You know what I'm saying? That's the punch marks. And down in Menard Prison, they have my picture and his picture in all the gun towers. You know what I'm saying? They don't forget. During chattel slavery, the plantation owners will tell their children, "You better be good for the ghost of Nat Turner come get you." They don't forget. We can't.
They don't forget, and we can never forget.
We can never forget.
Yes, sir, and that's why I'm thankful for you and your mom. And this is a great dynamic because you and your mom work closely together, and Rael and his mom works closely together. And this is how we get. Yes, indeed. Respect. This is how we get
him and his mother. Done, right? Yes,
yes, sir.
I didn't mean to cut you off. My fault. So go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead. You good?
No, you know what? That's something too. You know, see, a lot of times we get started from a deficit. You know what I'm saying? Like like even with one of our mantras for our organization, we say we're the great grandchildren of God, the offspring of Malcolm, and the cubs of Panthers. That's important, so people don't think that this is just something new. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But lineage is something that it's so important. They say an orphan horse is the most difficult horse to raise. It's stuff you take for granted. You know what I'm saying? This should be like, man, past that, like common conversation. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times people talk about generational wealth. I say generational wealth. We came to keep generational alive. You know what I'm saying? Like decimating the family. You know what I'm saying? You come up through foster homes and locking up everybody. You know, so that's something that again, as a people, to be able to we have to pass down conversations and I remember a situation. The sister was murdered in Chicago, and I remember hearing her last name was Hampton, and I remember I came into contact with a family member. I said, hey, I've been trying to find y'all. I said, what part of us? Where y'all people from? You know, something that our generation we you know what I'm saying we easy conversation. And she said she doesn't. So what do you mean? I said, what part? You know, we all down south. You know, she said, I don't know. I said, huh? Then she asked her mother, and she didn't know. I said, whoa, man, that connection. You know what I'm saying? Is certain. You know, man, and see, one of America's policies is to create chaos and then restore order. If you don't know who you are, they can give you who you are. I remember when I was a political prisoner. And I remember this young brother came in there. You could see he was lost. He just go, he's running around. And I pulled him to the side. I said, little brother, I said, check this out. This the wrong place to be looking for an identity. I said, they would give you one. I said, man, I said, the wrong. And you know, saying no, I mean, I tell people, I remember as a youngster, I used to be embarrassed when I talked. I would move my hands. I was trying to hold my hands down. When I seen that video footage of Chairman Fred speaking, his hands moving, I said, oh, man, this the business. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So that's so important. And the clinch fist salute, respect Rael, his mother, you know, to that Lindy, you know what I'm saying? This, and man, we got this old saying, Chairman Mao Zedong, he said, if I move a grain of sand and my father, and we're going to paraphrase it, my father, my mother move a grain of sand, and the grandchild, the other one, the next generation move a grain of sand, we move mountains.
That's
we
right.
move mountains.
That's right. Yep. But so with that, I don't want to go over too long. I just want to reiterate tomorrow night, you all should start coming in at 8 p.m. at 2435 East 75th Street. And we're going to be watching Judas and the Black Messiah. Right. And we're going to have some discussion. And I want to say this real quick, Chairman. I grew up in Maywood. My mother grew up in Maywood.
Right on.
So she was telling my children some fascinating stories about how she used to sneak down there on Madison, and she was too young. But they knew your father, and my aunt knew your father's brother well.
Right on.
And so,
right on.
but guess where we're from? We're from Louisiana.
Come on now. Man, yes indeed.
But yeah, she was telling some stories, and my children were like, "What? You knew Chairman Fred Hampton?"
Yes.
And she told a story of how she was down there, and her mom, my grandmother, went down there to get her. They like, your mom outside, you know.
Right.
Yeah, but that's a beautiful story. But they were just so fascinated just to know that my family knew Chairman Fred.
Yes.
Yeah.
We get those conversations we gotta have. You know what I'm saying? Yes.
Yes. So with that,
Yeah.
I want to thank you all for coming on. I know your day is busy because you're doing the 5 days of events.
Yes.
And thank you, Brother Rael. You held it down and you gave us a wealth of information. Just invite the people where to come again. And we're there,
Yeah. Come out to the quarry tomorrow, 2423 East 75th Street. You come right in that corner at 75th and Phillips. We have the parking lot right across the street. It's free. We do appreciate donations, but we'll get there early so you get your popcorn. We have the bar. If you want to drink or something like that, we're going to be socializing, and it's going to be a real community involved event. And you'll be able to see Chairman Fred Jr. At the event, and be able to just talk to him. He's a regular guy, like all of us, and he's very accessible to the community. And I think that's what I really like and appreciate about him.
Good. And I just want to remind people that it's Giving Tuesday. So you can go to realmencharities.org and make a donation. And I'm sure you can come tomorrow and make a donation to the Cubs. I mean, this is the way the revolution. They say the revolution will be financed by us. That's my saying.
Yes,
Giving Tuesday. I didn't even realize.
Yeah, Giving Tuesday. Y'all make sure y'all send a Real Man Charities make you support that there.
Yeah, and the Black Panther Party.
Give us the website.
The Hampton House. Oh, my fault, brother. Go ahead.
No, Real Men Charities, Inc.org, and go ahead.
The Hampton House.org, the HamptonHouse.org. Hit the donate button. Yep, or Cash App $, say the Hampton House.
Yes, sir. So again, I want to thank you, brothers, and I look forward to seeing you all tomorrow.
Look forward to seeing y'all. Respect and appreciation, y'all. Right on.
Yes, sir. Right on. So again, I leave you all again as I came in peace and paradise, and I just want to say blessed Ramadan to the Muslims that are fasting for the month of December. We know that this time of year in America is a serious time of year, and to be able to fast during this month is a beautiful thing for us. And I leave you with that. Peace. Assalamu alaikum.